Hey guys, and welcome back. So today we're playing Grow Home, which is the first game of the series. There are two games, and the first one is called Grow Home, and the second one is called Grow Up. Grow Home is easier. I will say this: I have played both. I've beat this one. I have not beat the other one yet. But if you're going to play these games, Grow Home is the first one, and it is easier to do. The only thing is so far that I know, the first one, which is Grow Home, is not available on the Xbox One. So far that I have seen, it's either a PlayStation exclusive or it's just not available on Xbox. It might be available on Nintendo, Switch, or the Wii U. I'm not even sure. But so far that I know, the only way that you can play this is Grow Home. I have not looked it up, but you can do that. Grow Up is on both Xbox and PlayStation. So I'm going to start a new game. So basically the whole point of this, I'm going to overwrite it because I have already beat it. So the whole point of this game is to grow. Basically you have this ship and it crashes. You have to find some of the parts. It's almost like in a way, it's kind of like Pikmin. So it's looking down. Down there is the different parts of the earth and the rocks and stuff. So that is how far down it goes that they're showing you right there. Bud is your character. Those little things are like teleport points. So as you can see, there's land, like there's different like islands in the sky, and you go through them, and you can see how high that is. And you start out all the way at the bottom. So the whole point is basically to climb up. So it uses the trigger buttons for climbing. It's a climbing, and also uses to grab stuff. So you grab onto that and you pull, and that's your first crystal. So crystals, I forget how many there are. You can look it up in the pause menu and stuff. Let's see. I forgot how to look it up. So I have 1% crystal, but basically you get the percentage. And then what happens is once you get to a certain percentage, it goes to... Okay, so these are all the things that you can find. These are all plants and stuff you can find. And there's also quite a bit of trophies for this that are not that hard to do. So if you're one of those people that goes after trophies, it is one of those games that's actually somewhat easy to do. So the difference between Grow Home and Grow Up, so this is saying jump is the cross button. Later on you get a jetpack, and it says L1 and R1 or L2 and R2 because they both do the same thing. So you can actually, like if I'm going to face towards you here maybe, nope, I can't. So I'm hitting R1 right now, and then R2 does the same thing. So literally, you just jump up and you hit up while you're doing this, and you climb. So you just alternate back and forth, and you can climb it. And then the controls are a little bit odd at first. Like once you start running, there is like I let go. Like once you let go, there is like you need a little bit of space to slow down. It's not like a huge amount of space, but you do need it. I also noticed that you can hear that sound. So if you look at the lower right-hand corner, it has that crystal with the bars. Apparently, when I restarted this, it did not take away my power-ups. So what happens is I have something that can help find them. So I honestly don't remember if you get something like that off the beginning. They might have changed it, I'm not sure. But if I'm flying around, it'll make a sound telling me where stuff is. You also cannot fall from too far. It will hurt you, and you'll break apart. You cannot go in the water either. So, but the difference between Grow Home and Grow Up is you can see Grow Up, or sorry, this is Grow Home. The difference is Grow Home, you can see there's nothing to my right, there's nothing behind me. It's just basically you're on an island. So I'm going to climb up this again, and I'll show you. So Grow Home is just an island that you start out at the bottom, and you have to go upward. Grow Up is basically you're on a planet. So it's almost like if you ever played Super Mario Sunshine, where like you can roam the whole planet. It's not, I mean, a lot of them aren't very big, but and that's not screen tearing. That is actually the game. It's supposed to act like a computer type deal. So I forgot how to stand though. How to stand these. But either way, okay. So there's this cutscene. So that is showing you the island. So that's where you start out right there. That's the whole island. And then you can see the islands up in the sky. Some of them have like that yellow bottom that's kind of blending in right now, but there's like a glowing bottom compared to like the one above his head has a glowing bottom, and the one up here has a glowing bottom above his head, and that one has it. So those are the island or the islands in the sky that you need to go to. So, and what I mean by that is, how do I scan it? Deploy and stow with triangle button. I'm hitting triangle. Full disclaimer, also, I have animals. I don't have a dedicated game room. So why is it doing this? Self-destruct? Nope. Okay, so if you hold circle, it's self-destruct. Deploy and stow with triangle button. Okay, I don't know why it's not letting me do anything. So there's another crystal down here. You can see that bar, like as I get closer, that bar goes higher. Oh. He just slid off. That was the delayed stopping, like I was saying. Come on, grab on. Nope, he didn't grab. Okay, I gotta climb again. At first it's frustrating because you don't have anything. Once you get a jetpack, once you get enough crystals, you unlock power-ups. So you get a jetpack, and then the jetpack is like a few bursts of power. And then, oh, come on, okay. Nope, stay on. So, and after a while, you unlock unlimited boosts. So I can literally just come down all the way down here, and then jump up and hit the boost, and I can fly all the way up. And you can see, like, some of the islands are even out of view. Like, you can kind of see to the left of my head, there's like a circle, like there's a big island with a little circle in the middle. That's only the first island, like the first big island. There's more higher up. So you can see all those islands up there. There's kind of a bunch of them. So on Grow Up, those islands that are straight up are also all over the place. Like they're straight out there, straight out here, straight out there. So you have to do around a whole globe, which is not a huge globe, but it is a globe. This one is just pretty much you go straight up. And I bounced off that like perfect. And, oh, did I have to just grab them? Is that what I do? No? Okay. I can't remember. It's been a while since I actually played this from the beginning, so I'm just doing this to show you guys. It actually is a fun game. Even if you don't have the power-ups like I do, you still have to get all those crystals. And like I said, I have this meter on the bottom. Once you get to a certain point, you unlock that meter too. So it's easier just to tell if you're doing, it's like hot and cold basically. If you're getting closer, it'll get more bars. And if you go farther away, it gets less. So, let's see. I'm getting closer. There's one right there. Come on, there you go. Okay, there's one right there, there's one over here. There are also caves to explore. And right over there, grab that one. There's caves to explore in this also, and some of them are a little hard to get to. You gotta find them. There you go, I just pulled on it. Cool, okay, so I just pulled on that and then grabbed it. And I saw another crystal. There it is. The only thing is it doesn't tell you where they are. Like, I don't know how many are on this island. Come on, grab it. Come on. There we go. I believe there's 100 crystals total, because I think I just grabbed 7 and it's 7%. So, and I don't have a bar at the bottom anymore because I'm guessing I'm far enough away that it's not even registering. There we go. So there's one other one somewhere. Getting closer. I think this one might be a cave. I'm not sure though. Getting closer. There is a learning curve to how to make him run. Okay, where are you? It's over here somewhere. 3 bars, 2 bars. Okay, so I went farther away. Like I said, I don't know if there's a cave in here. There's one. There it is. There's a few caves on this one. Grow Up has more caves, like a lot more. Okay, so there's that. Kind of missing my jetpack right now. Because last time I played this, I had everything. So, nope. Oh, there's something. Oh, and also look up whenever there's like something going across, like an opening. That's usually where the crystals end up being. Okay, so I'm not going to go too far into it because I am actually not playing this to play it. So these things here, you grab onto these and you pull them down. Usually all 3 of them are up and you have to pull all 3 down before. But that's a teleporter. You go in there, you can teleport to any other one of these that you unlock. So that's pretty cool. And then there's boulders. Pretty sure I got all the crystals, at least in this area. I know there's a bunch like hidden underneath stuff. I think there's one underneath the pile of rocks right here. And you get these little you can grab on the animals. You actually get a trophy. I don't remember which animals it is, but you can, if you teleport them to something, I think it's your mothership, but I'm not sure. If you teleport them to a certain spot, you get a trophy for getting different animals there. So, and I know there is a crystal, and you can hear it. It's in there. I'm just too weak to pull everything. Come on. The boulders are, the boulders are too big. So, come on, climb up it. He won't climb. Let me just slide down in here. There it is. Come on. Nope, oop, that opening. There we go, got it. Oh, it says there's another one. Okay, so zoom cam. You can zoom in and out to see farther away. So this is how you find a lot of the crystals. So I'm very close to a crystal right now. And I do not see it though. Okay, I'm farther away from it because when I zoomed back in, it took the sound away. Come on, get up there. I'm stuck in it's like a ball pit. I'm stuck in there. Come on, get out. Come on, bud, get out of there. There we go. So it's up there is what it sounds like. Oh. Oh, that's farther away. So where is it? Is it in there too? Is there 2 in there? There is 2 in there. Wow, okay. Grab this guy out. Get him out of there. Get him out. There we go. It's just a matter of pulling them out in the right order. I honestly didn't think there was 2. I thought there was just 1. Okay, come on, bud. Get up. Alright. Come on. Come on, I'm grabbed onto it. Let's go. There we go. Alright, so you see on the left side it has the camera angle and that... Okay, it went away. But there was a camera angle and an arrow. And then once it got to a certain point, it... Once it gets to 20 of them, it also adds on another power-up. So... Okay. You get a glider. You hit, I think it's triangle to glide. And then eventually you get like I said, you get the pack, and then, oop, I hear another one. Oop, I can't do that though, so I need to zoom out. So where is it? Okay, so I'm just going to show you this part. So basically the whole point is to get the main plant, which I believe is this one. If I can ever get up here. So it should be this plant is the main one. And you want this to grow. It grows little by little every time you take a, yeah, see it's not even open yet right now. That's all closed up. So basically what happens, that's the star plant. So the star plant is the main flower that you want to raise up, and this has to raise all the way up, which it'll raise up on its own. Like it'll aim itself where it needs to go. But how you do it is you get onto these plants right here. There's this little bud right here. And then you hit square button. Oop, and I missed. It's been a long time. It's hard, it's a little hard to get used to at first, and I'm missing again. Come on, get up there. Like, you have to get used to it, and it's a little hard. There we go. Okay, I'm back up there. You have to get close to the bud, and then grab on, and you hit square. So basically what's going to happen is I have to hit square and aim down. So it, oops. And that's where I want to go, is into that. You have to go into the yellow part, and that's what makes your star plant grow. And see how it's only a little bit at a time, but more of those branches come out. So the one to the left is going to go to that one. So where did that go? Okay, I'm not worried about crystals right now. So you can jump on these. These raise you up. Which, oh, what happened? What was that? It sent me off to like the left. That was weird. It was like I got into like an airflow or something, like a air current. Why did I say airflow? Jeez. It's into an air current or something. So every time that you put one of those branches that I just grew into one of those yellow areas, it makes the star plant grow. And that's basically the whole point of this game, is to get all of these little buds, these little branches, to go into the yellow part. You have to get close enough to the bud. There we go. And you hit square. And they are a little bit weird to aim, but they move on their own a little bit. It's like almost like aiming a gun on a video game where it moves around on its own and you have to direct it a little bit better. And now that's growing a little bit more. You can't really see it, but it grew a little bit more. And then I have to go on to... So these, you can jump on. Why is it making me go over there? You can jump on them and go higher. Like a trampoline. So let's see, there's that one up there. And then the other thing... Ooh, hello. Jeez. Why is it doing that now? I wasn't even on a leaf. Alright, so now I'm going to grow this one, and I want to go up there. So aim down. Uh-oh, okay. Get closer. So I aim up. They go pretty far. It's not super far, but they go pretty far. Sometimes they do stop before you get. It's just doing this at first, so you get used to having some of the stuff grow. And there we go. It's grown again. Not much, but like I said, you can see all the other things. There's one above my head right there. There's one right there growing out. There's one up there growing out. There's one up there growing out above my head. So you have a lot of different options. Sometimes you can get like one of these to go out and up if you want, and then you can use that to climb up onto that one. You can do whatever you want. You can aim them however you want, but eventually that bud at the top of this has to go all the way up to your ship. So way up there, where you can barely even see stuff. So it's a long game. It honestly is pretty long. It took quite a few hours. And you also have to get some of the branches to go over to the islands, because that's where the crystals are too. So basically the whole point is to get that as high as you can, all the way up to the mothership, and also find all the crystals, which is one right there above my head. Oh, right there above my head. I can barely see it, but it's like that little white dot above my head. And then, like, it's basically like on the corner of the screen right now is where that other one is. That white dot. So, you have to take those branches into the yellow pieces there. And then it's good practice, like it's good, to try to get one of those buds up to every single island. Even if it doesn't have the yellow, it doesn't matter. Just try to make it so you can get to every single island, because that's how you'll get all the crystals. And once you get as many as you can where you get the jetpack, then it makes it a lot easier, or the glider, that makes it a lot easier. Then you just go up as much as you can. And then try to make it so there's a way to like glide back down to a spot onto the star plant, onto that big piece. Because once you get high enough, you're going to have like hundreds of these things, the buds. There's going to be probably even more than that. And so you can make them go wherever you want to go, and you can glide to them, and you can have them set up however you want, but it's better to have them kind of staggered, so that way you can get to almost every island just by gliding or using your power boost. And the power boost does recharge, so I believe, if I remember correctly, especially once you get to a certain percentage of crystals, you can just glide, and then get rid of the glider by hitting, I think it's triangle, but you get rid of the glider part, and then you boost again to go higher, and then you do the glider again while the boost is recharging. So it's actually, you can pretty much go anywhere you want to. And I believe, if I remember correctly, also, once you get too far off of the map, like once you go too far away from the island, where there's no islands anywhere, it will turn you back around facing the other way, like as if you hit the end of the map. It will turn you back around. With Grow Up, it doesn't do that. The cool thing about Grow Up is you'll have these islands like that, but if you look down like this, like, you know, kind of down at the edge of the planet, where you can see the curve of the planet, you will see the bottoms of some of these. So you can jump up to those and just hit glide, and you can basically glide all the way around the globe, wherever you want. And so you can glide from an island over here, and it is pretty linear, so like you're not just kind of doing like, you know, it's not going to be the same height. You can actually go to ones that are higher, which is pretty cool. You can go from a low island to a higher island just by gliding off the globe, because the level, like the globe level, will slant downward, but you're still flying straight. So if you have a island, like if you can imagine, I am looking, like if I'm not looking up, if I'm just looking straight and I start flying that direction, I will eventually go through that cloud that's above my head just by gliding straight. But it's farther and farther away because the Earth is slanting downward as I'm going farther. So if that makes sense, you can actually go, you can almost get to the top of the map just by gliding, just from gliding from certain spots. And you can just continue, like, just step up, step up, step up. Because you're going to go to higher and higher islands every time, and you just glide straight. So it makes it a lot more easy, but there's a lot more stuff in Grow Up. There's a lot more areas to go to, like far more areas to go to. So that's why I haven't beat that one yet, because it is a lot more, like there's a lot more to it than this one. So honestly, I get bored pretty quick with games. This game was fun, don't get me wrong, but playing the second one, after playing this one, you know, I mean, it's been a little while, but after playing this one, the second one just feels like I'm playing this one over again, and I have a hard time playing games twice. So here's another teleporter. So you just grab all the pieces, pull them down. See how his running style is a little bit weird? It's like very... See how his legs get like pivoted like that? It's very, like he doesn't stop right away when you let go of the joystick. And especially if you're on a slant, you have to like pull back to keep him from running off the end. So like, I'll demonstrate. So right now I'm running forward, and I'm going to pull back right now. And it takes that long for him to switch directions. So, but now I can go in here, and I can teleport. I only have two open, so use the left stick to navigate and press square button to teleport. That's all I have is those two. So there's two. It's only doing the second one because I only have two open. So I'm in the first one, so I can't select it, but that's why there's one around, like a square around it. And that is the bottom of the map. So 1 and 2 are on the same island, basically. I mean, I'm not really that high above the island, as you can see. So it still shows kind of like I'm on the island. And then you can see over on the left side there, you know, the next step up is that island that kind of looks like a, has a bigger rock with a hole in it. Like a diamond size or diamond shaped hole in it. That's the next higher island, which I believe is that guy right there. And then there's another higher island, which is like that big jagged looking one towards the, on like the right side of that map, which I believe is the one, I can't really do it, the one over to the right of that spinning thing. There's that big island there. I believe that's the jagged one. And then all the little triangles are all the little islands above it. And then on the very top, there's like, it looks like asteroids, because those are asteroids, and you just can't see them from here. Not those ones over there. Not those to the right of that. But, and also not the ones next to that island either. They're like way up there, there are asteroids next to the mothership. And I believe the big white thing on top, on the top left side, is the mothership. And like I said, you find the pieces of the ship on different places of all the little islands and everything. So I believe there's like 10 pieces or so. I could be wrong. Like right now it's saying I'm at 0 meters, which doesn't make sense. I should be more than 0 meters. And to get out of the teleporting, you have to like hold the stick, and then he'll like eventually get out. So it's kind of like one of those things, like, you know, if you just tap it, I'll show you. If you just tap, like, if he's in there and you just tap the joystick, that's all that happens. He just looks. You actually have to, like, I'm gonna start holding it right now, and see how long it takes him to get out. It's he just kind of walks out. So it kind of, right now I'm not even holding anything. It's just pulling me in. So that's why it takes forever to get out of there. So, but like I said, very fun game. I recommend it for kids. It's very it might be too hard for younger kids, but it's very good for, you know, for something like 8 or 10. Really the only buttons is X, and then the triggers to climb, the joystick, and then once you get onto certain spots, like you have to get on here and grab close to the bud, and then hit square to make it go up. So see, right now there's nowhere for this one to go into any yellow island. So what I do is, since that one over there, I can probably jump to that one, but I'll go in that direction there. So I'm closer to an island over here, so I can pretty much go anywhere I want to. And it does go its own direction if you don't direct it. And that's how far it goes. Like I said, it goes pretty far. And then it stops right there. And there it is. It stopped. So that's how far it goes. I mean, it's not a bad distance. I mean, you can see right here. It grew all this to about there. So that's not a bad area. So and then I'm struggling here. There we go. Jump up. It says there's a crystal nearby, but there's one right there on that island, and I just missed it. Just missed it. Alright, so we're gonna climb back up there. Let's see here. Yeah, like I said, there's 100 crystals. I'm not sure how many Grow Up has, but like I said, there's a lot more to it. There are caves. You have to search the bottom of the islands. So, like, there are quite a few that you have to go. They won't be on top of the island, they'll be on the bottom. So you have to crawl down and around the island from the bottom. There we go. So there's that one. So like I said, there's one, you can see it like right above my head right there. That little white dot right above my head that I'm almost covering. There it is. So that, you have to crawl down. There's actually one up there too. Right there above my head, right up there. So you have to actually crawl either up from one of these things that you put in there, or you have to crawl down from the top to get those. So there's a lot of islands that have that. At night, you can see a lot of them, like they glow a little bit, like just for a short time, like it's like the sun reflecting through them before it goes down. And so you get a small glimpse of where a lot of them are, so it kind of gives you a little bit of a head start, where you can find quite a few of them right off the bat. So, like I said, you don't have this little chart that I have, like where it has the like the signal, like it gets signal from like that one on the bottom right there. You don't get that right away. I'm honestly not sure why I have that. I think you don't get it right away, at least. I could be wrong. They might have added it after I played it, so because I don't remember that being there though. So I'm having trouble getting up here. Okay, come on. Stay up top. There we go. So yeah, if you have any questions, comments, see there's one right there above my head there too. And one right there. So this island itself has like 4 of them. Unless I was looking at that from the same angle. I might have been looking at that from the same angle. But there's at least 2 on the bottom of that one. There might possibly be 4 if I'm not able to see it. I'm not sure. I could, yeah. Oh wait, no, it is, because there's one right above my head too. So there's at least 3 there. 1, 2, and 3 above my head. So it looks like there might be a 4th one there too, just sticking out on the left side there. Is that one? Yeah, that's one too. So there's 4 on this island. And like I said, you have to crawl down and around because those ones are on the very bottom. So you gotta crawl down and around those things. So, but anyway, if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below, and I will try to answer them as best I can. And please check out if you. Oop, I'm falling off. Guess you'll find out what happens if you crash. Well, I'm gonna be in the water though. There we go. So that's what happens. Oh, I'm doing very well, and I drowned. So, but yeah, that's what happens. You start out on another teleport device. And oh, I'm falling off right. See, like the running on this, like I said, it's a lot. It's very delayed. Here we go. It'll say maximum velocity, then you break apart like that if you get to land. So that's what happens. And it should start me out. Okay, no, I'm on the top. But yeah, that's how the running is. It's really weird. So, anyway, questions, comments, leave them down below, and I would really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. And I have over 100 videos on here, so if you're bored, please check out my videos. And again, leave a comment on them too. Let me know what you guys want me to play, and I'd really appreciate it. So, thanks for watching.